Well, hello and welcome to Summit Alliance Advantage Thursday Training webinar. My name is Jason Martinez. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And as you can see titled here, Mortgage Protection. We're going to talk a lot about that market today, some of the topics that are in the bullet points there. As far as what is mortgage protection, many of us kind of have an idea of what mortgage protection is, but it's always good to have a good understanding to help relay that message of how important it is to have that protection in place when you're sitting down at the kitchen table with your client. Also, just identifying the mortgage protection market, how do you market for clients? The carriers that support the market the best. There's a lot of products out there. There's a lot of carriers that offer, mortgage protection. And just in my opinion, I've listed, my top three, the ones that I would use out in the field the most of the time. How to set appointments, go over a little bit about that, and then also presenting in the home, and then some of the top points to mortgage protection. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it real quick. As you can see, just one of the statistics there, 48% of mortgage foreclosures are the result of financial hardship due to critical illness. Guys, we're real big on living benefits, protecting families, protecting homes, and a lot of the products that we have, you can add the critical illness or disability, but we also have products that automatically include living benefits. So if someone's diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, stroke, and we all agree that no one is exempt from any of these conditions. So again, just another way to bring to light the importance of having this type of protection in place to protect the mortgage. And real quick, what is mortgage protection and what does it offer the client? When in most cases people think of their home as probably the biggest single investment that they're going to make in their lifetime. And, mortgage protection offers them the peace of mind of knowing that in the event of an untimely death, or maybe heart attack, cancer, stroke, or a disability, some type of injury, that the family's not going to lose the home due to loss of income because of these events or because of the medical challenge or because of having to deal with that illness or sickness to get well again. A lot of times that could be a loss of income there. And of course, if there's a loss of income, we all know that the majority of families are basically living paycheck to paycheck as it is. So to take away some of that, it would make it tough. So mortgage protection is going to pay off the mortgage in case of a death. It's going to provide cash. What's important about that statement is it provides cash to the insured. Not to the mortgage company or anything. So it's going to give them the money so they can decide if they need to, put food on the table, pay a bill or two, take care of a medical expense, get a medication, whatever the case may be. That's at their discretion. They receive those funds. We'll pay a portion of your death benefit if diagnosed with critical illness. Again, having access to funds during a time of need can, it's not going to cure the need, but it's going to make, the situation a lot easier to deal with financially. Premiums will never increase and death benefit will never decrease. A lot of people think of mortgage protection. They think of the old style mortgage protection where it just pays the lender and it decreases. They're paying the same amount monthly, but yet the death benefit's going down as they pay down the mortgage. Well, that's not the new mortgage protection. New mortgage protection offers living benefit. It offers money back. It offers a level death benefit. It offers guaranteed premiums. There's so many more positive aspects to the new style mortgage protection, if you will. Then also the fact that you can get your money back, a return of all of your premiums that you paid for the coverage if you outlive the policy. This is a benefit that people can add to the coverage. And, some people like to add that. Some people like the idea of knowing that they have the protection in place, but it's just like if they were putting the money aside in a savings account because they know that that's still their money. And if something happens, their family's protected. And if nothing happens, they simply take all of the money out that they've been setting aside. So, but bottom line, it offers client peace of mind of knowing that their family is not going to lose the home. People, they work hard, they put their hard-earned dollars into the home, into the form of sheetrock on the walls and the roof and everything. And if something happens and they're not able to continue to pay for that after all the money they put into it, well, the mortgage company is not going to hesitate, to foreclose or take that, and then they're going to reap the benefits of all the hard-earned dollars that have been put into the walls of the home. So, having this plan in place is going to ensure that the family gets to keep the home. So, just having that understanding of what mortgage protection is, again, can help you relay that message to your client of how important it is to get this type of protection in place. Now, as far as marketing in mortgage protection, generating leads in mortgage protection, as it states here, across the industry, direct mail has proven to be the leader in generating mortgage protection leads. You know, if you just recently purchased a home equity loan, refinance, maybe even a reverse mortgage, you know, more than likely you're going to get a letter, especially if you just purchased a home, about mortgage protection. And what's great about this letter is the benefits are clear. It clearly states what benefits are available. You know, many of you have seen this. Many of you may be familiar with this letter. But you know, when you receive this letter, or someone receives this letter and they sift through their junk mail and throw away the junk mail, but yet they take the time to actually fill this out and mail it back, I mean, they have a need. Something on there piqued their interest. Something on there they wanted to know about. They wanted to get taken care of. They wanted to get protected. You know, maybe they just had a recent death in the family, or maybe they're going through an experience with the loss of a loved one, and you know, they see you know, the devastating toll it's taking of not having an insurance plan in place, or maybe you know, they know someone, or maybe themselves have experienced a disability, and you know, they needed income at that time and they didn't have it, and they remember that and they see this letter. Critical illness, maybe they have a loved one, or maybe they have a history of cancer, heart attack, or stroke in the family, and you know, they want to make sure they're protected in case of that. You know, and the fact premiums are level, money back, you know, the different benefits that are highlighted here. Again, the people read through this and they decide that, you know what, there's something here that I need to check into. I need to see about it. I need to be protected. I'm going to fill this out and mail it back. I mean, they put their date of birth, male, female, if they're a smoker, numbers to contact them at, and the person that fills it out and the day they filled it out. And so, again, this, to me, is one of the most strongest leads in the industry. And what I get excited about in working the mortgage protection market, and what allowed me to write a lot of applications, was I feel it's a door opening market. You got your working class that's kind of in between. You know, they have parents, in most cases, you know, that they're at the point of where they're starting to take care of their parents instead of parents taking care of them, right? And then they have kids that they're taking care of. So here they're taking a care of both sides. And, you know, they need programs for all of that. They need a final expense for their parents. They need a college planning program for their kids. You know, they need retirement protection for themselves. They want to protect their mortgage. You know, a lot of times I'm sitting down with the client. I take care of the mortgage protection as I'm walking out the door. Oh, Jason, by the way, since you took care of this insurance, do you by chance do life insurance? Well, yeah, of course I do. You know, I'm not, hey, that's what we just did. But, you know, that means that I did my job right. I took care of a specific need, a niche market need. Because when you talk about life insurance, that's real general. You know, yes, it replaces income. Yes, everyone knows they need life insurance, but they're not as, you know, quick to take care of that. But when you talk about a specific need like mortgage protection, and man, that's I'm putting all my money into my home. That's my mortgage. I'm providing this for my family. Yes, that's even more important. I need to get mortgage protection. So you can see how it takes on a whole new life, you know, to the client. And again, it's a whole new need that they've identified that seems to be more important than maybe just life insurance. So again, it's a specific market to identify a specific need. And you know, for growing families, again, I really love this market. You know, I'm sitting down, I'm talking to my clients, and, you know, maybe I'll ask them, how long have you been at your current employer? Well, if they tell me any time that's less than 4 or 5 years, I'm going to ask them, oh, by the way, you know, whenever you moved over, did you take control of your 401k at your former employer? You know, what's going on with that retirement account there? Are you in control of it? Oh, my gosh. Well, you wouldn't believe how many times people oh my God, I forgot that was even there. I forgot I had it. I need to check on it. You know what? Let's check on that together. Let's put that somewhere safe. Let's put that somewhere where you can still benefit from growth and it be protected. I call it retirement protection. Let's talk about that. When I come bring back your policy, you know, I'll give you a call. We'll set aside some time, and I'll bring also out a little information on how I can show you how to take over your 401k and put it in a better position. And, you know, because it's, you know, much better for you to take control of it than to just let them have it and do what they want with it, right? Oh, of course. So, I really love the market. It's a door-opening market, this lead right here to me is one of the most strongest leads on the market. And take advantage of the marketing, understand the marketing, utilize the marketing. Now, as far as the carriers that I utilize the most out in the field, now, jet issue term wasn't available when I was out in the field. At that time, Royal Neighbors had a product called Roll Advantage Term, and it was actually fully underwritten, but it was very, very competitive with the rates. So at that point in time, I was utilizing more of Americo's Home Mortgage Series, a little bit of American Amicable, but between these three, now I'm utilizing primarily between Royal Neighbors and Transamerica. Biggest reason is because those two carriers have some of the most competitive rates for non-medical mortgage protection insurance, term insurance basically, non-medical term insurance. Between those two carriers, you're going to be the most competitive. And Americo, their parameters are more wide open. Just kind of briefly going over it, if you'll go down to the middle of the checklist there, you'll notice they have non-tobacco ratings for cigar and pipe users. So if I'm sitting in a situation where I have a client that's looking for mortgage protection that's a cigar or pipe smoker, or the electronic cigarettes, then I'm gonna think about offering them the Home Mortgage Series, because I know they're going to get a non-tobacco rating. Because in most cases, we all know that if someone gets a tobacco rating, normally that doubles their premium. So Americo, if I can put them in a situation where they can get a non-tobacco rating because they smoke a cigar or a pipe or electronic cigarette or what have you, I'm going to do that for them. Or maybe I'm sitting down with someone who has a mortgage who's over the age of 60 and they want a 30-year term. Well, most companies, 30-year terms stop after age 50. Americo, you can get a 30-year term all the way up to age 60. And just like you can get a 15-year term for between ages 70 and 75. Most companies' term policies stop at age 65. And yet you can get a 15-year term all the way up to age 75 with Americo. So again, very flexible parameters. And also their underwriting is a little bit more lenient with that product, all the way up to a table 6. So, high blood pressure, diabetes, controlled with oral medication, things like that, not a big deal. As long as it's controlled, you can get those cases approved. Royal Neighbors jet issue term, a very quick and easy to issue policy. There's actually no manual underwriting, no underwriting done by an underwriter. It's all strictly done automatically through script checks and MIB checks. You enter the online application and you can pretty much get an instant approval and commissions paid right away. Great product. This product is non-medical up to $500,000. So again, whenever Royal Neighbors came out with this product back in November of 2016, I was excited because I had waited for them to, because they came out with this to replace the Royal Advantage term that they had done away with. And so when they came out with this non-medical up to $500,000, I was super excited. And since then, it's been right up there with the front runner when I sit down with my mortgage protection clients. And the Trendsetter LB with Transamerica, that product offers living benefits at no extra cost. So you're going to get your critical illness covered, your cancer, heart attack, stroke, things to that effect are covered automatically in the Trendsetter LB. That Trendsetter LB stands for Trendsetter Living Benefits. So if you're focused on the mortgage protection market, I highly recommend having these three carriers in your back pocket. Get the agent guides, get the product guides, get very familiar with these products because these products are more than likely going to be the front runners when you're out in the mortgage protection field, in the mortgage protection market. Great products, excellent rated, highly rated carriers. Transamerica is a household name, so when you sit down with your clients, and ultimately when you sit down with your clients, very rarely, and I seriously mean this, rarely am I ever asked what is the name of the insurance company. Clients buy the agent. If you're there and you sit down with the client, you're there trying to identify their need and meet their budget with their best interest sincerely at heart. Clients sense that, they feel that, they read that, if you're there with that confidence doing that, they're going to just totally let you lead them through the process and, listen to your recommendations and you know, and just get everything taken care of. I mean, it's amazing. I'll sit down, do the whole thing, you know, put together a great program, take the application, walk out, and never am I asked. You know, sometimes, oh, by the way, what company is that? You know, but again, very rarely am I asked that. But just knowing how to direct your client, and you know, the answers on the application can help with that. The field underwriting guide can help with that. You know, you got some great products right here. So again, I highly recommend becoming familiar with these carriers. Make sure you're contracted, get them in your back pocket, get the product information for it, get the applications if you need it, and you know, become well diverse in these 3 products if you're really going to focus on the mortgage protection market, because again, these are going to serve you very well in being not only competitive at the table, because everybody wants the best price, but also in making sure that you get your policies issued paid with a great product for your client. And also, just real quick, Americo offers the return of premium or money-back option, cash-back option with Americo, whereas Royal Neighbors and Transamerica do not have the money-back option. So, you know, again, great products to have under your belt. So make sure that you are equipped. And so I just wanted to kind of go over those. Also, I want to talk about a little bit about setting mortgage protection appointments. You know, this is, as it states, probably one of the most important steps in this market. You know, of course, you can generate the leads, that's important. You know, you can have the product, that's important. But if you cannot get to the kitchen table, then the product, the leads, none of that's going to do you any good. So you have to become good on the phone. You know, don't be afraid of the phone. You know, it looks like a funny picture there, but it means a lot, because so many agents look at the phone like a 5,000-pound gorilla. Oh no, I can't. I'm not going to pick up the phone. But you know, for whatever reason, you know, they'll get a stack of leads and they'll find every other excuse or activity to follow up on other than setting appointments. So when you get your leads, when you are ready to set appointments, clear your schedule. You know, get relaxed, get in a good appointment setting mood. You know, you hear me say dial with a smile often. That's because people are going to set an appointment with someone that they're comfortable with. And you know, people are not going to set an appointment with someone who's you know, not in such a great mood, right? You know, so if you get someone on the phone and or someone calls you and hello, and they are not in a good mood, but they're trying to come out to your house, are you going to set an appointment with them? Probably not. But if that person calls you and they're in a good mood, they sound great on the phone, professional, and you know, they're calling about a need that you requested about, then of course you're probably going to set that appointment. So, you know, get relaxed, get in a good mood, get schedule ready. There's a couple of things I mean by that. Clear your schedule, and then also you'll notice there's just a little picture, and you can use anything that you want, but this is available in the back office. Just a little weekly schedule that has your times lined out. It has your days, and so when you sit down to set your appointments, you have your times blocked off that you're not available, and you have your times ready to go that you are available. So when you're giving your 2 options to the client, you know, you'll know what times you can give them. And when you're wrestling with the busy schedule person, you'll know what other times you can offer them. And I'll get into that here shortly. But ultimately, this is where your money will be made. On the phone, you got to get the amount of appointments. And, you know, in order to get the appointments, you have to sit there and do a lot of phone work. Now, the reason I stress so much about a lot of phone work is because this is a busy market. You have to understand that the mortgage protection clients, you know, probably working multiple jobs, multiple activities with the kids. You know, so they go to work early, they get off late, and before they can get off, the kids got to go to practice, and you know, and everything else in between. And so, you know, it's a working, busy market. So you have to be ready to make a lot of dials. You have to be ready to take count, you know, on the back of my lead sheets. If you look at any of my stacks of leads, you'll notice as I call through them and flip them over, I take little tally marks of the times that I've called. And the reason that I do that is I'm trying to narrow down the time that I can catch this person at home. So when I flip over that lead, okay, I know that I've called this person, you know, early morning, mid-morning, early afternoon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon. Okay, maybe I need to call them a little later on into the evening, or maybe I need to call them a little bit earlier in the morning before they leave for work. And, you know, if I get them on the phone at 7 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning, you know, I'm going to Oh my gosh, Mrs. I'm so glad I got you on the phone. I've been trying to get a hold of you. You had made a request for the mortgage, life, and disability benefits, and I only need about 10 to 15 minutes of your time. I'm going to be in your area this weekend. How about Friday at 3 o'clock, or maybe Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock? Which would work better for you to, again, sit down, only 10 or 15 minutes to see if we can get you qualified? And so again, I'm going right into the appointment. As soon as I get them on the phone, going right into the appointment. But the first step is getting that person on the phone, narrowing down those times, putting in the phone work. One of I would have a set schedule, and I'll go over that. Tuesday and Wednesday were my appointment setting days. That was the day. That was my phone day, and I would set my appointments for the weekend. For Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and roll over on Sunday. So, just real quick, this is just a brief appointment setting script. We do have the script available in the back office, but as I call the client, hey, I'm not going to read this word for word. I use the lead sheet as my script. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the lead sheet, and, hello, Mrs. Smith, this is Jason. I just got the paperwork you sent back requesting the mortgage, life, and disability benefits on your home. Shows that you have the loan here with Chase Bank, and, I'm the agent that's assigned to take care of this for you. I'm going to be in your area this weekend. I'd like to visit with you. It should only be about 10 or 15 minutes, not long at all, and to get this taken care of for you. So would maybe Friday at 3 in the afternoon, or maybe Saturday at 10 in the morning, which would work better for you? And, again, a couple of things there. I have highlighted paperwork you sent back. I'm identifying the paperwork that they sent back. That's why I'm calling, of course, mortgage, life, and disability benefits. They remember seeing the mortgage, life, the death, the disability, and with on your home mortgage with, and on the lead sheet you're going to have the name of the lender, and so I'll mention that again just to refresh their memory, and of course they're going to remember. And I say visit. It's a little bit less threatening, if you will. And I also let them know only about 10 to 15 minutes. I always let my clients that. Sometimes I'll say it a couple of times. The reason being, I don't want the client thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit down with an insurance agent for 4 or 5 hours. So I let them know right off the bat. So I'm eliminating that objection right away. It's less threatening with the appointment by saying visit. I've identified why I'm calling right away. The paperwork you sent back for the mortgage, life, and disability benefits, requesting. Notice I'm staying away from the words information. The information you wanted on. I'm not going to say that. So again, I'm also giving them a time to choose from. I'm giving them 2 options. The reason that I do that is because if you ask the client, well, I'm going to be in your area this weekend. When do you think would be a good time for me to come see you? Well, I'll give you a guess as far as what they're going to say. More than likely, they're going to say, well, I'm busy this weekend. There's no good time to come see me. Or I got a lot going on this weekend. Or, oh, my gosh, we got so much going on. But if you give them 2 specific times to think about, they're going to think about those times at that point in their schedule. Okay, well, maybe that would work, or maybe this would work. And then they're going to pick one. Or if both of those times would be, oh, well, gosh, I got games Saturday at 11 and Friday afternoon. I'm still not going to be home for work. Well, and they'll let you know that. Well, I'm not home from work Friday and Saturday. I got games. Okay, great, not a problem. Well, I got a client to visit right after that at 5 afternoon on Friday. So maybe would also have a time here at 6:30. Would that work for you? And okay, great. Well, 6:30, or maybe Saturday afternoon about 4 o'clock. Would you guys be home after your game by then? So again, I'm going right back to give them 2 options, and again, so they're going to pick one, and and again, once they pick one, I'm going to confirm real quick. Okay, great. I'll see you Friday at 6:30, and just real quick, is this your correct address, your physical address? I'm not sure, make sure it's not a mailing address, a rental house, a rental property, or anything. It shows here you're at 123 Main Street. Is that correct? Okay, now, as I'm coming down your street, will I see the address on the side of the house, the mailbox, or the curb? Or what major intersection is closest to your home? Or is this a new development? Will it show up on my GPS? Now, no, you don't have to ask all of that. You can, ask 1 or 2. The reasons that I ask those questions is because I want to solidify in their mind my arrival. I want to paint just that mental picture of me showing up. So as I'm driving down the street looking for their address, so that's why I will ask them, where would I find your address, or maybe what color is your house? So any of those things you can say, and then again confirm the time. Okay, great, John, I'll see you and your wife at at Friday at 6:30. And when I leave, we'll have you both taken care of. I look forward to seeing you. Have a great day. We'll see you then. Thanks. Bye. So, just go right into it. And one of the biggest things that you want to do is you want to make the appointment setting conversational, but with control. So you'll notice right off the bat, I'm controlling the conversation. I immediately confirm that I have the person on the phone that I'm looking for. Hey, Bob. Hey, George. This is Jason. Or if Bob filled out the form, but someone else answered, is Bob available? Great. Or is Barbara available? Whoever. And I want to get that person on the phone that filled out the form, because that's when I start into, the reason for my call. I just got the paper he sent back requesting the mortgage, life, and disability benefit, because the person that filled it out is going to remember that. And if for some reason that person doesn't answer and you don't get them on the phone and they don't remember, okay, well, maybe it was your wife that filled it out, or maybe it was your husband that filled it out, but they filled it out and mailed it back, so it was obviously important to them, because, we all know we don't mail stuff back if it's not important. What time would be a better time to call and get your husband or John on the phone, or Barbara on the phone? And so you want to get the person on the phone that filled out the form, and then you want to set the appointment, and then that's the appointment setting script. Very short, very sweet. You let them know why you're calling. You let them. It's non-threatening. It's going to be very short and sweet, and you give them options and you confirm. And you do those things, and again, don't forget to smile. Dial with a smile. I kind of smiled just now as I said that, and you can hear that, you can sense that, you can feel it. So, and people are the same way. They're going to hear, feel, and sense that on the other end of the line. So, make sure that you've prepared yourself to set appointments. Very, very important. We also have, just to keep in mind when setting appointments, you're going to have the same, if you have them, 3 or 4 objections. Well, we're busy. Now's not a good time, or whatever the case may be. Once you become good at overcoming those 2 or 3, maybe 4 objections, after that, appointment setting will be a breeze. Picking up the phone, it won't be so hard. It will not be a 5,000-pound gorilla anymore. It'll be a feather. You'll be able to pick it up, make the phone calls very easily. Real quick, once you have your appointment set, it's time to run them. Right? You sat down, whatever day of appointment setting that you set aside, and you set up your appointments for whatever day that you decided to run your appointments. Remember, you're setting your appointments. Try not to be in a position where your client is setting the appointments with you. You're filling up your schedule. Now, once your appointments are set, you got to be prepared. Make sure that you have the correct state application. Make sure you have a black ink pen. The reason it has to be a black ink pen is because if you use a blue ink pen, sometimes it won't show up on scan or faxes, and the carrier will ask you to rewrite the application. So right off the bat, just for record-keeping process, to make sure that, that you can see everything when it's scanned and imaged in or saved, and also to make sure that the carrier, everything is legible to the carrier. Know your front-running product. If you like Royal Neighbors over Transamerica, because of how fast they issue the policy in comparison to, then become very familiar with that and lead with that product. If they ask about money back and they've identified that money back is the reason they want the coverage, that's when you would maybe pull up the cashback option with Americo. But you're going to know that whenever you ask them the question. We'll get into that in the presentation here shortly. But again, know your front-running product and be prepared with the information. I do not carry a large bag in. I do have in my car, in my travels, I have a little file, like an accordion-style plastic case or folder, where I have my supplemental forms or any additional forms that I could possibly need, or anything that I could run into out in the field. Maybe someone wants the child's rider, or maybe I'm in a situation where I do have to replace the policy. I'm going to carry my replacement forms. I'm going to carry my rider forms. I'm going to carry my supplemental forms. So again, by knowing your front-running product, you're going to know what forms are needed. You're going to know the required forms or the potentially required forms, and you're going to have those with you. And so again, be prepared when you go out so you can take care of your client right on the spot. Now, when I walk in, I have a folder with a couple of applications in it, a few applications for whatever carrier's options that I'm leading in with, and then I have a copy of the lead sheet. And, you know, before I would carry in maybe a small laptop or a tablet, or now here lately I've just been carrying in my smartphone because I can run quotes from the quick quote tool from the carrier. So, you know, again, the reason I say that is because you don't want to carry a big bag, because I've already told them on the phone it's only going to be 10 or 15 minutes. I don't want to get out of the car with a big old suitcase and look like I'm moving in. You know, if you get out of the car with a folder, it looks like it's only going to be a 10 or 15-minute appointment, and you know, they're going to answer the door when you knock, right? You know, just kind of remember that. One of the things, also, dress business casual. You know, I try to avoid the suit and the tie. You know, you want to fit in and not overwhelm the client. You want to relate to the client. You know, a nice polo shirt, maybe a nice button-up shirt, you know, tucked in. You know, business casual, and you know, that's going to help you in working with the client, relating, you know, to the client, and not really being overwhelming. And you know, I prefer to be in a little bit more comfortable business casual attire in working with my clients. Now, when I pull up to the home, I always park by the curb. I never park in the driveway. You know, one of my mentors told me, you know, you're going to be in the home, and the client's going to be there at the kitchen table wondering if your car is leaking oil on their new driveway, and they're not going to hear anything that you say. So, or you park in their driveway just taking over, and they're, you know, someone's coming home and they're wondering, you know, if you're going to be gone before they get home because you're taking their spot. Whatever the case may be, park out in front of the curb. And when you get out of the car, just, you know, get out and wave when you step out of the car. They're expecting you. Again, it's part of the smile when you dial thing. You get out and you wave. Okay, great. I'm going to answer the door for this guy. This guy looks, he's in a great mood. He's very friendly. He's waved. He's smiling. You know, as opposed to the agent that's reluctant to get out of the car. Oh gosh, I got to run another appointment. I'm probably not going to close it. Let me get my stuff together. You know, you're frantically going through your stuff in your car. They're watching you as you get out because they're expecting you, and you get out and you just kind of, you don't have a happy look on your face, and you go to the door. I mean, they may not answer the door for you. So again, you know, people want to work with people that they can relate to, that are friendly, and you know, so all of these things are going to help when it comes time to sit down at the kitchen table. And so again, you know, park next to the curb, get out waving, you know, they're expecting you. Now, once you go to the door, you know, very simple here, you know, of course, greet them, you know, warm up a little bit, talk about something relatable. You know, I try to avoid the corny warm-ups, if you will. Oh, your carpet's lovely, and it's a nice, bright, you know, orange or something that's not so lovely, or whatever the case may be. Sorry if you have orange carpet, but you know, again, it may not be something that you relate to, so it may not be a comfortable warm-up. So try to make it something that you relate to, so it can be a comfortable, sincere warm-up as you're leading them to the kitchen table. And you know, the biggest thing is you want to direct them to the kitchen table. That's where business is done. You know, don't be in a situation where you know, you walk in, oh, here, have a seat on the couch, and you know, they sit in the recliner, pick up the remote, and they start to watch TV again, and then expect you to do a presentation. You know, I'll have it. If I get into that situation, I simply ask, oh, you know, I'd love to sit down. It looks a lot more comfortable, but if you don't mind, I'd like to sit at the kitchen table. I got kind of a mobile office with me. That way I can kind of get my stuff out and make sure, you know, that we go and address all of your needs and get you some great options. And and of course, you know, most people, sure, come sit at the kitchen table and have to clear off the space, wipe something off, whatever the case may be, but go to the kitchen table. And again, that's where business is done in the home. And of course, again, I can't stress enough, make sure your attitude is shining, because people will buy you. People don't buy the carrier. You know, they don't buy anything, they buy you. So again, that's why you want to be in a more comfortable situation. And personally, that's why you know, dressing in more of a business casual style, you know, going in, just being friendly, being sincere, being myself, talking to the client, relating to the client, sitting down, you know, knowing that I know that I'm going to do what's best for them, and they feel that, they see that. You know, things seem to work out really, really well when you sit down with a great attitude with the client, and you know that you're doing what's best. You know that you have great support behind you, and you can get that done. So, you know, take that to heart and handle your clients with heart. Now, some of the key points and questions to mortgage protection in the in-home presentation. So, you know, I've talked about getting the appointment. I've talked about, you know, pulling up to the home, you know, directing the client to the kitchen table. Now you're at the kitchen table. Small thing here, but can be important. You know, if your male, sit next to the husband. If you're female, sit next to the wife if possible. And you know, you don't want to sit, you know, with the next to the wife with the husband on the other side trying to talk in between. Because I like to sit next to my clients when I sit at the table. I try to avoid sitting across from them. I feel that's kind of confrontational. I feel by sitting next to them, we're working together, and you know, we're working together to meet the need, identify the need, meet that need, and make sure it fits in their budget. So, you know, as I go in, I sit down, I greet them, I talk to them, I pull out the lead sheet out of my folder that I have with me, and I start confirming some information because I want to get them saying yes. You know, is this your correct address? Oh, of course. Well, yeah, I guess it is. My GPS got me here. You know, is this your mailing address, or does your mail go somewhere else? You know, most people say it is their mailing address or P.O. box. Okay, great. So your mail comes here. Is your loan still with Chase Bank or Bank One or whoever the lender is? The reason I ask that is sometimes, you know, they sell the loan. Is your loan amount $150,000, or do you have a second mortgage, or is this the total amount? And you know, again, they'll say yes, this is, or they'll let me know. Now, here's where you know, after I've kind of confirmed some information, I'll build a little bit of value. I'll talk about the beneficiary, you know, and you know, so you know, basically what we're here to do today is make sure that in case of the worst, that if something happens, that the home is protected for the family. So it's, you know, who's going to be in charge of, you know, making sure that the finances are in order if something were to happen to you as the primary income earner, or to both of y'all as the income earners. Well, my wife is going to be in charge, or my oldest son, or whatever the case may be. Okay, great. Well, you know, that's why we're here. We're going to make sure that, you know, this, you know, probably one of your most valuable assets here, your home that you're, you know, working hard to pay for every day, you know, that they get to reap those benefits and not the mortgage company if something happens. Because we all know, you know, if something happens, a death certificate's not going to satisfy the mortgage company. There's, unfortunately, they still want their money. And so let's put this program in place. So you said that it was John that was going to be in charge. Is that the name of your oldest son, or Sarah, your wife? Is that right? Okay, so let's make sure that Sarah, you know, has the financial resources to get this taken care of. And you can use the flip chart if you like. You know, me personally, I really don't use the flip chart as often. I'll still use the lead sheet. I'll talk about the benefits on the lead sheet and what some of the benefits can do. And you know, I'll ask if they have anything now. Well, do you currently have anything now to protect your mortgage in case of a death? And you know, most people's response is, well, no, I got just life insurance at work. And I pay. Okay, great. So you have your income replacement taken care of. And so now, you know, what we're looking at today is making sure that Sarah doesn't have to use that money to help take care of bills and school and kids and food and everything else, just the lifestyle. You know, at least she's going to be able to use your life insurance at work for that. And what we're going to do today is make sure that we create an instant asset for Sarah, so she never has to worry about paying off the mortgage again. That's going to be taken care of. And or John or your family, whoever the beneficiary is. Again, I'm always bringing up and talking about the beneficiary throughout my appointment. And then I'm going to identify what they need. Now, the way that I identify the need is I ask them this simple question. Now, I've talked, you know, you kind of know what some of this stuff does, the disability, the critical illness, you know, the money back, and, of course, the death benefit. You know, the purpose of mortgage protection is protecting the home. Now, whenever you filled this out and sent this in, was the death benefit most important to you? And the reason I specifically picked the death benefit is because 9 times out of 10 people have filled that letter out. That's why. They want to make sure that if they pass away, if they don't make it home, that the family gets to keep the home. And so I start with that. I ask them that, and they're going to tell me, yes, it is. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build the plan around the death benefit. I'm not even going to go into showing them options with disability or money back or anything like that. I'm going to confirm that's what they were looking for. I'm going to let them know what it's going to cover, and I'm going to give them the 3 options to pick from. And if they are looking for something else, they're going to tell me, well, no, Jason, I was actually looking at that disability, or I was actually looking at that critical illness, or I like the idea that I can have this protection and get my money back for it. Tell me more about that. And that tells me I need to quote Americo and give them Americo options. Or they want the critical illness. Well, that's telling me I probably need to give them some options for the Trendsetter living benefits, because those living benefits are automatically included. Well, I'm just looking, Jason, in case of the worst, I want this paid off for my family. Well, I'm probably going to look at the jet term, because that's the easiest way to get them covered. It's you know, very competitively priced, and it's non-medical up to $500,000. So again, by identifying that need, that's immediately going to allow me to put together that plan for them. So identify, you know, the need, identify the value, I paint the picture. Now I'm going to find their hot button. Their hot button is the amount of money they planned on spending each month on their protection. Whenever they filled that out and mailed it back, whenever I called them and set that appointment, they, whether it was in their head or whether they discussed it together, you know, if we can get this coverage for $80 a month, we'll do it. If we can get this coverage for less than $100 a month, we'll do it. So they had some price in their mind. So my job is to meet their need, put together a program that has value to them, and then find that hot button. And if you do that, it's a done deal. And because people want the coverage, that's why they filled it out and mailed it back. So, you know, make sure you fit in, you sell yourself. You know, you smile, you greet them, you talk to them, you're sincere about what you're doing, you're identifying the beneficiary, you're identifying the need, and you're putting together a plan that best meets their needs and, most importantly, fits in their budget. You're going to lead them through the close with confidence and assurance, letting them know, again, I said earlier, you know, people want to walk through the insurance minefield with someone that knows what they're doing, someone that knows where they're going. So, you know, again, if you display that confidence, you know, they're not even going to ask you the name of the insurance company by the time you're done. So, you know, just practice this, utilize this, use the flip chart if you need it to help you build value, you know, but most importantly, you know, just be sincere, be yourself, and, you know, that's going to take you very, very far. Some of the top points to my success, basically real quick, you see top right corner, my plan. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, my goal was to set 20 to 30 appointments for that week. That's what I was going to do. So Tuesday and Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm on the phone. I'm trying to fill up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and any extra or rollover appointments I'm running on Sunday. And, you know, and that's when I'm running my appointments, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And wash, rinse, and repeat. And I did that every single week, most weeks. So, you know, some of the things, have a passion for taking care of my clients. You know, I want to make sure that they know that I'm there with their best interest at heart. You know, we're going to find something that meets your needs. And the benefit that I have is I have access to all the products, all the carriers. You know, so based on any medical challenges that you have, I'm going to be able to direct you to the company that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, right? Everybody wants the best price. I'm going to make sure and do that for you today. You know, I love having access to all the carriers, and we're going to be able to find the one that's going to best meet your needs and, most importantly, fits in your budget. I'm going to ask you a few medical questions, and I go through the medical questions to qualify them. So, again, have a passion. People are going to feel that. They're going to sense that. They're going to read that all over the agent that's sitting there with them. Man with the most leads win. Man, woman, agent, whoever. Alien with the most leads wins, right? If you have more people to contact to get in front of, you're going to make more sales. Bottom line. My goal, I would always try to have 100 leads a week. Now, I would have a combination of fresh, right off the press A leads that people have just filled out, mail that I've just put into my marketing pipeline, and I would supplement with age leads or B leads, mortgage protection B leads. Now, I would try to get anywhere from 10 to 20 A leads off of my mailings of fresh leads, and then I would get anywhere from 50 to 80 B leads. And, you know, basically trying to get anywhere from 80 to 100 leads to sit down. Out of those leads, I knew that I was going to get my anywhere from 20 to 30 appointments for that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and any extra on Sunday. And then you got to get good on the phone. I stress that. I mentioned that earlier. That's one of the most important things in this business. You have to be good on the phone. You have to be comfortable. You have to be good at overcoming those 3 to 4 objections. That's going to get you in the home. You have to identify your honey holes and game plan your marketing. You know, I talk about getting 100 leads to call. I would have 3 or 4 different areas that I would work on a rotating schedule. You know, I'd work you know, the Dallas market a couple of weeks. I'd work in St. Louis a couple of weeks. I'd work in Ohio a couple of weeks. I'd work in California a couple of weeks. I'd go to Philadelphia a couple of weeks. And eventually I got down to 3 places that I was just kind of on a rotating schedule. So I had my marketing going, you know, on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, I was spending anywhere from $500 to $1,200 on lead generation. But I was producing anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 in production on a weekly basis, consistently. Again, the man with the most leads wins. The more people you have, the more people you see, the more business that you're going to close. And I just scaled up. I kept scaling up. So, you know, I remember starting off with, you know, 10 or 15 leads and getting some business here and there and having a few appointments for the week. So I just scaled up and got more leads, and I filled up my marketing pipeline to the point to where I was running consistent appointments on a weekly basis. I had a consistent schedule. So you identify your honey holes, you start to generate your marketing, you fill up your marketing pipeline. Next thing you know, you have leads pouring out, and you consistently work your honey holes on a regular basis. The people that you don't get a hold of, don't throw away your leads. Never throw away your leads, because you're going to work that area again. You're going to circle back around, right? You're going to come back to the Dallas market after working in St. Louis or wherever. You don't have to try. You can have areas local. You can identify counties locally or whatever the case may be. But it's very important to identify those areas that you're going to work, those honey holes that you're going to work, because that's going to allow you to generate the amount of leads that you need. It's almost impossible to work one specific area on a regular and just throw out a bunch of marketing there and generate the amount of leads, because you're going to run out of data to mail to. Although it regenerates, that's why you have to have honey holes to rotate, so your data can regenerate. So next time you come there, you not only can you generate fresh new leads, but you're going to have older leads that you can purchase in addition to that you know, you can work together. Now, we generate leads that are exclusive for you, which you're going to get. Those are your leads. They're never going to be redistributed or sold. And then we also have access to a mail house that gives us access to their aged leads, their B leads. These are leads that have not been sold, that have not been closed, that still you know, need an agent to get to them and take care of them. So again, between those 2 sources, you can get yourself a ton of leads. You can work your honey holes. You can get the amount of appointments that you're looking for. You know, so again, and also be proud of what you do. Don't be a secret agent. When you go out to your client's home, talk to the neighbors, ask for referrals, talk to them, let them know. A lot of people don't know about living benefits. You know, let them know what you do, be proud of what you do, and people are going to be attracted to that. They're going to want you to take care of their benefits because they see how excited you are about what you have to offer, how you can help people. And again, I mentioned never throw away the leads, create and work your lead bank. You know, that's your own lead bank. That's your personal. You own those leads. Those are your leads. And so if you haven't sold those clients yet, keep working them. Even if the person told you, you know, no, I'm not interested, don't call me. Well, you know what I do? I call that person again 3 or 4 weeks later. The next time I'm in that area, I call them. Why? Because life happened. Things change for people. You know, life events could happen. They could have, you know, gotten married, had a kid, bought a new home. Maybe had a tragic death in the family that made them realize how important it is. Maybe had a loved one or a friend or a coworker or something, or maybe someone talked to them that opened their eyes up to having this type of programs. Things change is my point. So never throw away your leads. Continue to work your leads. Work your lead bank. And again, you're going to generate the amount of appointments that you need on a weekly basis. Don't accept busy. Everyone's busy. You're going to get that often. So you need to have that rollover time available. You need to become good at giving the clients the option of 2 times to pick. If they can't pick them, you know, that's fine. Work through their schedule. Give them 2 more options till they can pick them. And then, you know, throw out a Sunday at 7 o'clock. You know, as again, that's the extra rollover time that I talk about. And so, again, don't accept busy. Learn not to accept busy. And once you do that, and once you get good at overcoming those same 3 to 4 common objections, setting appointments will be super easy. And again, the more appointments you get, the more families you're going to close. And also, last but not least, I would always follow up. follow up my clients to get them closed on the mortgage protection, follow up my clients on the referrals they may have mentioned, follow up my clients on the other potential products that I could provide for their family, as far as the final expense for their parents, college funding for their kids, retirement protection for them. Again, always follow up. The fortune's in the follow-up. You've heard that before. That is so true. And if you're seeing a lot of people on a regular basis and you're consistently following up, you're always going to have business coming in. You're going to write thousands and thousands of applications. It's going to happen. But in order to do that, you have to have, it starts with thousands of appointments. So, and you can easily do that. It's just a matter of game planning, ramp up your marketing, scale up, and just get out there and make it happen. So with that, I want to thank everyone for attending today's training. Hopefully I covered something that's going to help catapult your business to the next level. It's going to help you scale up to the next production level, which we all know ultimately is going to put more money in the bank. So again, my name is Jason Martinez with Summit Alliance, signing off. Thank everyone for attending today's training.